If you have a big dream for your life and you don't truly love yourself, you may be sabotaging those dreams. Hi, everyone. I'm Anita Adams, founder of Joyful Inspired Living, where our goal is to help you find and create more joy in your life. And today, I'm really excited to have as my guest, Anita Papp, who is going to share with you 4 simple daily self-love practices that will help you love yourself more, so everything else you want in your life will more easily fall into place. Anita is a coach and self-love mentor who believes it is our birthright to be happy and successful. She has had her share of hardships in life, including a battle with cancer, which taught her some important lessons about self-love, acceptance, and forgiveness. Anita has learned from experience that our thoughts create our actions and they influence how our body works. With our unresolved conflicts, fears, and trapped emotions, we can literally make our body sick. If you want to be happy and healthy, you have to create a mindset that supports and empowers you. Anita's goal is to help women and men step fully into their own power, learn how to love themselves, and radiate positivity. Anita is originally from Hungary and now lives in Vancouver, in the Vancouver area, with her husband of over 30 years. Congratulations, Anita. That's awesome. And she has 2 strong and independent adult daughters. Welcome, Anita.
Thank you. I'm really impressed with this introduction. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Just as I mentioned to you, it's a rare occasion nowadays to dress up a little bit and do something with our makeup. So I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Well, we're really happy to have you. And it is so, like working from home. Everybody's working from home now these days, it seems. So yeah, like putting on a little bit of makeup, a nice shirt or dress, it's a rarity. But thank you so much for being here. Let's jump right into it. My first question for you is a really super easy one. What is self-love?
You would think it's an easy one, but it's not an easy one.
No?
Because many of us have different definition of self-love, and I'm looking for my version of this definition. And you don't believe this, but in the middle of the night, I woke up and I went to the living room to write down my definition, which is in the progress for a long time, but now I came up with my version and I'm going to read it. So my definition of self-love: trusting yourself, knowing that you are enough, and living the life that fits you well without feeling guilty. And self-love is actually a lifestyle, in my opinion. And as we go, as we mature, as we have more personal growth, we fine-tune this. And it's never really, we can't really say that, oh, I'm done, because as we evolve, as we grow, it's
Right.
always going to change a little bit. Self-love was something different for me 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It was different when I had young kids. It's different now because I'm getting the big 50 this year. So we are changing, right? So our definition of self-love is changing too. And the good thing is that you can create your own and feel good about it.
Right. So trust you. There were 3 things that you said. Trust yourself. What was the second one?
Trusting yourself, knowing that you are good enough,
Knowing that you are good enough.
and living the life that fits you well without feeling guilty for that.
No guilt.
Yeah, no guilt.
No guilt.
Honestly, how many of us live without guilt? I lived my first 45 years in so much guilt. I truly believe that it's contributed to my sickness. But I'm here and learning, as we all do.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's dive in a little deeper. Why is loving yourself first so important?
You already mentioned this in the introduction, because when we don't love ourselves, we don't really believe in our success or happiness. We can't be fully happy or successful, because sooner or later we are going to create something in our life that's sabotaging this happiness, because we don't believe that we are worthy of happiness or we are worthy of love. And something is going to happen on the road that either wakes us up or just sabotaging our happiness. I'm just reading a really good book. I'm not sure I brought it. Yes, it's here. It's a book from Dr. Gabor Mate. The title is When the Body Says No. And I read something in it yesterday that either you say no or your body will. And I think it's absolutely true, because if we are constantly doing what's not working for us because of society's expectations,
Yeah.
or what the family is accepting from us, or what we put on ourselves, which is not true and authentic to us, we are going to create something in our body that is going to stop us. And it was cancer for me 7 years ago. I know now.
Yeah, that's interesting. A couple of weeks ago, our guest was Charito Kay, and she talked about listening to your body. And it's so important to really be able to tune in and listen to what your body's telling us, because the answers often, I actually would say, are always there if you know how to listen to your body. So the book you said is When the Body Says No. What's the name of, who's the author?
Yes, the author is Dr. Gabor Mate. He is a Hungarian doctor who lives in Vancouver,
Okay.
and he has long experience with dealing addiction and other stuff.
Awesome.
So
Great.
I
Well,
can
we'll
put it in
put
the comments.
in the comments below for the audience. We'll put the name of the book and the author, so you can find that if you're interested. Very good.
It's an excellent book to understand how our body works,
Yeah.
and how our trapped emotions contributing to our sickness.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Anita, I want to jump into what the 4 daily practices are that can help you improve your self-love, so you can ultimately start moving towards creating the life you really want for yourself.
Yes, self-love is really a practice. You have to practice it every day. It's not like, okay, we are done. No.
Like
And
muscles, right?
yes, it's a muscle. I came up with this idea, and 4 different little things that you can do for yourself. It's a me time. You can do it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So the first one is have an affirmation for today. So my affirmation for today: write down your positive words, a quote or phrase. And today I choose something that is really nice, and it's really simple. All is well in my world. When I feel a little bit upset, or I feel that things are not going well, all is well in my world really helps me to feel good about my day and myself.
Okay, so affirmations is number 1.
Sorry?
Affirmations, daily
Yes.
affirmations, number 1.
Affirmation or a quote that you like, something
Okay.
that makes you feel positive or good about yourself.
Great.
Number 2 is today's treat. Choose a treat, how you are going to treat yourself after you did work or before. There is no exact ways to do it. So, for example, today I'm going to go for a walk after this interview because it's beautiful outside, and yesterday I didn't go. So I really want to go for a walk. It could be anything. It could be talking to your friend for a few minutes, or have a nice cup of coffee, or I don't know, write in your journal, whatever works for you. Exercise.
Simple pleasures that make you feel good.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. Number 3 is 5 things I love about myself. And maybe at the beginning, it's going to be a little bit weird, because, sometimes or most of the time we don't really think about ourselves that we are wonderful, right? We rather beat ourselves up often, that, oh, this is what I didn't do well. Why am I so stupid? Blah, blah, blah. But now let's focus on 5 things I love about myself. And it could be anything. For example, I love about myself that I'm courageous. I find ways out of difficult situations. Or, for example, that maybe 5 years ago, being on a Zoom call like this, I would be so scared. But now I'm not. I'm enjoying it. So learning, lifelong learning, and so many things. What is the 5 things you love about yourself? Or just 3?
Are you asking me right now?
I am.
Okay. I love my height. I like being tall. I really love my ability to write short little things about the day. And I love that I'm 52 and I'm in good shape. So
I love your answers. And you know what I loved about them, especially that you didn't think too much. So it means that you are practicing this. You know your worth. You know that you are an amazing person. And by the way, I love your writing. I think when you write and I read it, it really makes my day.
oh, thank
So
you.
absolutely, I agree. So the next thing is 5 things I'm grateful for. And we can practice it every day. We can write down the same things over and over again, but it's going to be boring after a while. So as you practice gratitude, you are coming up with new ideas every day. But just the little things and the big things, little things that I have a roof over my head, or maybe it's not a little thing, it's a big thing, or that I am healthy and I'm not worried about what's going to happen today, later, because I feel that I'm confident that I know what's going to happen. Anything. Gratitude is a really big part of self-love. When we think about it, and when we make sure that we know that we have a lot to be grateful for. But sometimes in the rush, we forget about these things. But if you practice it daily, you will remember, and it's going to make you feel better.
Yeah, I have a daily gratitude practice. I walk every day, like it's one of my non-negotiables. And I start my walk with just, and speaking out loud, talking to God, the universe, just saying the things that I'm grateful for. And it always elevates my mood as well. It just sets me up, I believe, for success for the day and just feeling really good. I think it's a beautiful practice to get into. I've only been doing it for about a year with consistency. And I've really noticed a big difference in how I look at my life and how I look at myself. So there's a lot of power in that. It's brilliant.
What you just said gave me another little aspect to the definition of self-love. It's the ability to lift yourself up when you are down, right? Because we can go down in a downward spiral and say that, oh, my life sucks, nothing is working, and blah, blah, blah. Or we know that, okay, maybe it's temporary, I have a bad day, but it doesn't mean I have a bad life.
Right. Yeah, so true. So great. So the four steps for improving your self-love, just to recap: affirmations, start with affirmations or a quote, something that inspires you. It's positive. We really want to focus on the positivity. Write out something that you're going to do to treat yourself today. Do you recommend setting that up in the morning? Like first thing is like, okay, today, what makes me feel good is, well, I'm going for walks. So I'm going to make sure I go for a walk. Do you recommend setting the intention in the day for something?
Setting the intention, definitely, but you can be flexible. You can go with the flow. If you say that, okay, I wanted to go for a walk, but now it's a storm outside, I'm not going, you can switch it. So it doesn't mean that you need to be very, very stiff about what
Right.
you put down, but set the intention that, yes, I'm going to do something today.
For me.
Yeah.
Got it. Number 3, things that you love about yourself. 5 things that you love about yourself. And number 4, 5 things that you are grateful for. I don't think you have to stop at 5. I'm going to say, like, just let it go.
You don't have to stop.
Go. Maybe go for 5 minutes of writing out or thinking about the things you love for yourself.
Yes, whatever works for you. It's flexible. And I came up with the 5 because if someone is a beginner, maybe at the beginning it's going to be hard to come up with 5 things. But as you go and you see the positive side effects of this exercise, you can make it your own. You can change it as you wish, as it works for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anita. These were brilliant 4 simple tips that you can use, you could practice in your daily routine that are going to increase the way you feel about yourself, increase your self-love, which then opens the world to so much possibilities, and all the things that you're wanting to create in your life will more easily fall into place. And I love this. It's so simple. It's so simple. That's the best part. And Anita has
working better.
a PDF that I will add as a link, a free download for you to just download and use as your guide to help you get into this regular daily practice. So again, thank you, Anita. We're going to include Anita's contact information in the comments. So if you want to reach out to her, she does do coaching sessions, and she has her own group and page that you can get some daily inspirations from her as well. If you're looking for some good quotes and stuff, you can find them at Anita Papp Life Coaching. Is there her page? You'll see the link. I'll just put the link there. That's it. Thank you again, Anita. So wonderful to have you. And thank you for joining us today on our conversation here at Joyful Inspired Living. We'll see you next time.